Hi everyone, Nicholas Lee here and welcome to section number 7 of the anti-script closing system. Today we're going to cover the last phase of the system, which is seal the deal. And like we've been doing for the past sections, let me just show you how much you already know, how much you've already mastered the anti-script system, because that's the whole idea. Helping you learn a system that's easy to learn, quick to learn, that you can now take with you anywhere you go and close more deals faster. Okay, so remember guys, we start with phase 1. What is phase 1? Phase 1 is set the call. On phase 1, you remember it's the DAT, D-A-T, which means you start with the doorway. What brings you on the call today? You go on with the anchor. What is the goal you want to achieve? Specifically, you go to the T, timeline. How long has it been since you've been trying to achieve the goal? Boom, phase 1 done. Phase number 2, guys, stacking the pressure. And by now you may understand we are stacking the pressure from so many angles that will increase your chances of closing the deal. Okay, now when I'm talking about stacking, we come down to the acronym BECDOU, B-E-C-D-O-U. For B, we have barriers. So you mentioned it's been 12 months since you've been wanting to solve this problem, to achieve this goal. What has been the barriers? What has been the problems? What has been the challenges that you've been encountering that has stopped you from doing it? Okay, then we've got to E. For every problem you get, guys, you want to go, deeper with it. How you go deeper? Without assuming anything, you ask the question, what do you mean by that? Okay. Now, when you ask the question, what do you mean? They will open up a bit more, which will give you the chance to see where the emotion is. Now, a quick tip for you guys, to go to the emotion, you want to look into anything that's linked to some kind of health, relationship, money, money and financial things. Because if you go down those paths, it will eventually lead you to the emotion side. But once they give you something, for example, I don't have the time, okay, you could then again ask them, what do you mean by you don't have the time? And they will go more detail with that. Okay. Now the other step, if you want to use that, is okay, so you've not had the time to achieve XYZ goal. What has been the impact on your financials or on your personal life? When you help someone to start to explore and share with you the impact of this problem in their personal life, this is where you can then ask, 1, how long has that been going on for? And 2, how does it feel? And this was one of my biggest learnings in my career. And you may want to write this down again, guys, but people are emotional beings, so you want to make them feel the pain, make them feel the problem, make them feel how bad things are. So how does it feel? That's the letter E. After you've got the emotions, it feels terrible, you want to get to C, which is the consequence. Oh wow, okay, I get you. And what would happen though if things do not change and it stays the same or it gets worse over the next 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years? What would happen then? You let them expand on how bad things will be if nothing changes. Okay? That's BEC. Then we go to D. Once they've shared with you how bad things can be, the consequences of it, you go to D, which is make a decision about changing, right? We've built the leverage, make a decision. So do you feel now is the time to change? Or do you think, or would you want to stay like this forever? No, I want to change. Remember, once they've given you that, you say, why? Get them to sell why they want to change. And after we've done that, you go to the O, ownership. Okay? So who's responsible as to whether you make that change or not? Well, it's me. Remember again, why? Get them to sell it. Then you go to U, which is urgency. The reason people don't close deals on the phone is because they don't have enough urgency. So ask them, do you feel now is the time to make that change? If they say yes, ask them why. Okay? If they say no, we're going to cover that a bit later, but I just want to go quickly over those phases. Then after that, we go to phase 3. Okay, if you remember, phase 3 is about shape the future, and you're using the letters VDO. V for vision, which is, oh, thanks for sharing with me what you've shared with me. I can see, based on what you've shared, it looks like we can help you achieve the goal or get to change your life. Okay, now let's suppose we help you change the goal and get to XYZ anchor goal they mentioned earlier, right? This is why we get the anchor. We can always come back to it. How would your life change? How would things be different for you? Describe that to me. Okay, so you get them to see and visualize how things will be when things are better. After that, you've got the D, which is make a decision. So right now, you're saying to me you're struggling with A, B, C, D. You want to get to D, E, F, right? Which is the future. What do you feel needs to happen for you to actually achieve this result, this future? Well, I have to make a change. If you want, guys, you can also ask them, are you sure? Once they've said yes, why? Okay, then you go into the offer. Remember the offer, the goal of us collecting all of this information beforehand, the goal of us building this leverage beforehand is so that in the offer, we have a very compelling offer. And remember, whether you have 100,000 solutions for him, whether you've got 10 solutions, only focus on the 3 or 4 that they mention are the biggest problems that they want to get solved. Don't try to solve every problem they're not aware of. This is where you trigger your own I need to think about it objection. So solve the 3 key problems they've mentioned by saying, I feel we can help you. You know how you mentioned XYZ problem? It's crazy, but we have the exact solution, which is ABCD, which will help you do 1, 2, 3 to get you the result of ABC. Okay. Then you go to confirm, which by the way is also in phase 4. If you look at it here, which is actually in phase 4, but I thought I'll keep a triple C here to make it more fun. But confirm is part of the offer side of things, right? Which is confirm what I've shared with you can get you to the result you want to get to. Okay, so do you feel what I've shared with you will get you to solve the problem, but also get to the anchor goal you mentioned earlier? Once they say yes, remember, ask them why. Why do you feel this will help you? Boom. Then you go to the next problem, and the next problem using the same framework. This is not a script, guys. This is a framework. And that's how you can see me saying those words based on what has been said, rather than having to read on a piece of paper, rather than having to read word for word what someone else gave to me. And this is how I believe you should be able to create your own script, create your own wordings, your own language, and make it specific to your own personality, make it specific to the prospect's personality, and this is how they're going to see you as a genuine person that does want to help. Okay. In terms of the principles, I will go also deeper into this in the future. But if you do come on the course wanting to understand, wanting to help them, they will feel it. Okay? So that's where you get to confirm whether what you're going to bring them as a solution will get them the results. Once they've said yes to all of it, then it's a very simple thing of, well, so the way we work is we work over 6 months, for example, and we have 4 calls a month, okay? Or you've got a group coaching session, there's 3 calls a week, you can join the ones that you need, anything. That's more in terms of how your offer works, how your program works, how your services work. So for example, you have an onboarding call, and then from the onboarding call, once a week, we'll send you an update as to how your lead generation campaign is going. If you've got any question, just send an email. We will come back to you within 24 hours. But the goal is within the next 90 days, you get to XYZ goals you've mentioned. Does that sound good? Yes. Okay. Now the investment to work with us over the next 6 months is only $10,000. It's only $5,000. It's only $2,000. All right. And that's the cost. Just mention the cost. It's not a big deal. If you make it a big deal, guys, then it becomes a big deal in the prospect's mind. But remember, because of the work we've done earlier with the leverage, with the emotions, with extending the problems, extending the pain, extending the vision and the value they're going to get. And again, if that doesn't make too much sense now for you guys, go through the Duty to Sell challenge again. This will make more sense because I cover this in an extensive manner. Because the goal of what we're doing now is to extend the problem as a cost to them, whether it's by stress, whether it's relationship-wise, whether it's on health-wise. That number is so big right now that any investment number you're going to tell them is just going to be a no-brainer. But we are doubling down. We also ask them how things are going to be better once they solve the problem in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. So we are double it down. So let's say on the cost side, it would cost them 100K. On the winning side, it will make them another 50, 100, a million. If you put them together, you're now doubling the value as to what you do. Okay? And then when you come to the cost, it's a simple comparison. So you could also say, how you mentioned to me, not achieving XYZ or not solving ABC problem would eventually cost you £50,000. And actually getting to your goal will make you another 100,000, right? Well, the investment to achieve those goals is only $5,000. Okay, and then for the close, how would you want to move from there? Yeah. Okay, and then in most cases, they'll be like, well, how do I get started? Then you just tell them how you take payments and then take it from there. Now, the big thing here, as you can see, the cost and close are very short. There's a reason for that. It needs to be the simplest thing to do. I'll be honest, when I started this journey, I never believed that I could have closed a $10,000 deal on a 20-minute phone conversation that was out of this world and getting paid $1,000 in 20 minutes as commissions. But the more I've done it, the more it is a bit more kind of normal, the more your tone would be different. And this is also why the Duty to Sell challenge is so important, because what goes inside your mind, the inner game, is so much more important. Because if you still believe that your offer is so expensive for them, you will not feel comfortable to charge them the amount. You will not feel comfortable to say the number, and therefore the prospect will feel it and they will not move forward with you. Okay? And if that's still the case, guys, do let me know. Send me a message, post in the group, let me know. But that's it, guys. It's simple as that. Tell them the cost, ask them how they want to move forward, and then just close the deal. Okay? Get the payment link, get your agreement sent if you need to, and that's it. Okay? Now we can move and find ways where, that's more on the objection side, the resistance game, which I'm going to cover in the next training. Okay? But right now, that's as simple as this. To get you from a stranger that maybe has never heard of you, but is interested in a solution that your company, your team, yourself are selling, to believing that you can help them and paying you the money that you deserve to provide the value, which hopefully, guys, is 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more than they are paying for it. Okay? So simple as that. And again, I will keep selling to you guys. If you want to get faster results, I love doing one-on-ones. I love hearing people's problems in sales and solving it with them. I call myself like a doctor for sales, which is, there's so many ways, there's so many layers, areas, things that I can talk about to get better with selling. So when we do one-on-one, with the language you use, with the problem you're sharing with me, I will know where you are, at which level you are. So I will give you the exact place you need to get better at. And if you listen to the testimonial from Ravinder, from Bhav, you'll see that, by the way, if you want to find those testimonials, you can go, let me find you, you can go to the About page, and Ravinder's testimonial here is 5 minutes, and Bhav testimonial here is 5 minutes. I've actually got a full interview of them sharing their experience with me. I will be posting it at some point, and hopefully I can get you as a testimonial here, because I just feel great when someone says to me, I've just closed 100K, when someone says they've learned more from me in 4 months than they did in 10 years of corporate selling, or when someone who lacked confidence closed 500,000 in deals. Okay, so yeah, if you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, go and find the link here and book a call. If you're new to this and you still haven't booked your one-on-one with me, everyone gets access to a one-on-one onboarding call with me, so I can understand better where you're struggling, what you want to get better at, and so I can direct you to the best training and see whether even a one-on-one or a group coaching session might help you the best, so you can make the money back as quickly as possible, and everything else is profit. Okay, now remember guys, the more you can share what you've learned, come to the community here, go to the post, put a title, share what you've learned, and then choose the category. If it's a learnings, choose the ahas. If it's a win, put in the wins. If you close a deal, if you help your kids to eat vegetables today, if you got your idea accepted by your boss, if you close bigger deals, right? If you've learned something new that you never realized would work, please come and share. If you feel there's more things you would want to learn from me, put in the help, and then post it. Okay. Now, if you are struggling today with deals that are not coming through, go and find the wins categories and read what everyone's doing. You will learn more. You will see what people are doing, which is working for them. It will re-inspire you. At the same time, this is what I'm saying. If you are winning, guys, do share it with us. If you're learning some really cool things, which I believe you would, come in and share whatever you're learning. Like Alexandra, Aeon are learning or sharing. I think Luke somewhere is sharing as well. Lara here has been sharing. So come and share your learnings. And by the way, like I said, the best way to learn and to get really good at this is to teach others. That's why I love teaching, because it always takes me to a new place, and I need to get my understanding even stronger so I can explain it to you in a simpler way. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. Super excited. I will get this going on Monday, so you will start to be able to access the anti-script closing system. Next, I will start to work on the objection handling, the objection eliminator, destroyer. We'll find a cool name for it, so that you feel confident with the resistance game, guys. All right, so that's it from me, and I'll speak to you later.